Hey y'all, this is Southern Woods here. Welcome back to another Ages of Conflict war simulation. Last time around, we saw the all-out battle of the year 1700, and that one was actually pretty interesting how it turned out. But now we fast forward in our own timeline to 1725, and the only difference really in the map of North America 25 years later, alright, almost 50 years before the Revolution, is that South Carolina colony is official, as well as the colony of Pennsylvania. All right, Georgia still isn't really here yet. Okay, they are the 13th, the last colony to pop up. So, curious to see what will happen this time around, as we have 70 nations who will win in an all-out war of North America. We have our first battles being declared. All right, as all these tribes and nations duke it out. All right, the Yuchi were conquered by North Carolina. They're the first to fall. All right, meanwhile, the Maidu conquered by New Spain. All right, New Spain trying to take out some of these smaller tribes this time around. Big one, Spanish Florida conquered by the Seminoles. Similar thing happened in the year 1700 in that simulation. All right, meanwhile, the Shawnee were just taking out. The Sac Fox getting suffocated here a little bit from French North America. Alright, so French North America gets their first dub. The Lakota and Arapaho duking it out. Meanwhile, we had a couple tribes in the northwest falling. Alright, we had the Seminoles going against the Muskogee. Alright, the Yakima were just conquered by the Nez Perce up here. Alright, the Comanche conquered by the Wichita. So, Wichita taking out one of the more aggressive tribes in history. The Natchez conquered by the Choctaw that did a little wrap around the Mississippi Delta. Meanwhile, the Muskogee moving south and taking out the Seminole. The Captaincy General of Cuba is going to get a little bit of that, like present-day Miami. Oh, wow. Things are getting heated now. Missouri conquered by North Carolina, so North Carolina pushes past the Mississippi. Meanwhile, Miami got a little dub. All right, the Miami tribe. Ooh, a lot just fell. The Lakota and Haudenosaunee both conquered. So Cherokee's going to get a little bit bigger. Whoa. The Secotan just conquered by North Carolina. All right, so the Secotan don't have a chance to really do good this time around. The Crow were conquered by the Arapaho. Klamath conquered by New Spain. So New Spain really trying to focus on taking out these tribes within their territory. We have British North America finally trying to do something. The Pennsylvania colony conquered by French North America. So the French, all right, attacking the British. Seneca fell to the French as well. Wow. Again, a lot's happening very quickly right now. The Virginia colony also conquered by the French. The Choctaw conquered by the Chickasaw. And then the Massachusetts conquered by the French. So the French are just... And now they took out Connecticut. But then the French just fell to the British. The British was like, you are not taking out all of our colonies. Although they were able to pick off quite a few. Alright, the Innu and the British going against each other. Meanwhile, the Blackfoot Confederacy also going against the British. And it looks like the British are going to get the upper hand against the Innu. They do. The Innu have fallen. The Wichita just fell to the Apache. Alright, the fierce warriors of the Apache. Meanwhile, the Osage just conquered by the Sioux. And the Captaincy General Cuba just fell to New Spain. So, New Spain going to get most of that. Although it looks like the Muskogee have the very tip of this island right here. The Wabanaki Confederacy, that is something that was new in this simulation I forgot to mention. But it don't matter because the British took them out. There's just a confederacy of some of those far northeast tribes. Looks like the Chickasaw are going to come up and get a lot of Cherokee territory. Meanwhile, the Kiowa, they're losing right now against the Sioux, which are looking real big and long. So we just had the Blackfoot Confederacy fall, all right, as well as the Yamees that were conquered by South Carolina. Alright, and the Kiowa also fell. So we have 18 nations left. Let's look briefly at these statistics. British North America, the largest, followed by New Spain and the Sioux. The richest, the Sioux, British North America, and actually the Miami, with New Spain being in fourth in that statistic. Alright, again, all the colonies are aligned with one another. The Cherokee were just conquered by South Carolina. So the Cherokee are no longer... Ooh, we just had New York being conquered by Miami and Chippewa conquered by the Sioux. And then the Chickasaw conquered by the Sioux. New Spain just fell. The Muskogee were able to do a naval invasion and take out New Spain. That's huge. Meanwhile, Southern Paiute chasing the Shoshone and South Carolina, Maryland, and New Jersey, while I was distracted, were all fucking obliterated by the Miami tribe. So the British no longer have their colonies for support. Meanwhile, the Shoshone were conquered by the Southern Paiute. The Nez Perce conquered by the Quackaoodle. Definitely pronounced that right. Meanwhile, the Apache conquered by the Sioux, and the Arapaho conquered by the Sioux. Alright, we have Miami pushing into present-day Georgia. The Muskogee really trying to fend them off. The British also going against the Miami as well. The Muskogee had to move their capital to present-day Florida, close to the Panhandle. Big gory war over here. You could just tell by the borders. Southern Paiute fell to the Sioux, so the Sioux looking to be the largest right now. Now they have their sights set on the British. Ooh, but they may have expanded too quickly. Their economy is not doing too well. Will it be the Muskogee, Miami, Sioux, or the British? The British won last time. Spoiler alert. They're looking to get a second dub in a row. Miami had to change capitals, but they collapsed as well as the British, so it's the Sioux versus the Muskogee. I think the Muskogee may have won once before in a previous simulation, and it looks like they may win again as the Sioux retreat into northern land. The Muskogee not going to get a second dub, alright, in this series, but the Sioux get their first. So congratulations to the Sioux. Alright, they were able to get the dub here today. So hit me with that like button if you like this video. If you want to see more of these videos / outdoor videos, food reviews, anything like that, hit the subscribe button, join the Southern Woods community, and I will see you probably in the year 1750 as we get close to our own Revolutionary War. Without further ado, y'all, Southern Woods out.